Have you ever seen something that rips the world out from under you in a single silent moment? For me, it was the sight of my wife, Jessica, pressed against the grimy brick wall behind her luxury Chicago gym, kissing her personal trainer, Marco. The alley reeked of stale garbage, a fitting scent for the decay I was witnessing. It wasn't a passionate movie-style kiss. It was lazy, familiar, and utterly contemptuous of the life we had built. His hand was on her waist, hers on his chest, and in that instant, the 10 years of our marriage evaporated into the grimy city air. I stood across the street, shielded by the afternoon shadow of a delivery truck, and I knew my life would never be the same. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel. Tell us where you're from and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. Strange behavior had started 3 months earlier. It was subtle at first. Her phone, once left carelessly on the kitchen counter of our Lincoln Park brownstone, was now her constant companion, always screened down. She started working late, blaming new projects at the marketing firm, where she was a senior director. Then came the obsession with the gym, a place she'd always despised. Suddenly it was 5 days a week, with a new personal trainer named Marco, a guy whose smug, airbrushed photo she'd shown me once. "He's amazing, Mark. Really pushing me," she'd said, her eyes gleaming with a light I hadn't seen in years. I tried to ignore the gnawing in my gut. I was a project manager for a construction firm, working long hours myself to build a future for us. I trusted her, or rather, I wanted to. The first real crack appeared when I found a receipt from the bar at the Peninsula Hotel on North Michigan Avenue. It was for 2 cocktails. Dated on a Tuesday, she was supposedly at a late-night yoga class. When I asked her about it, her face hardened. "Oh, I went for a drink with Sarah after class. You're tracking my receipts now?" That's new. The lie was so smooth, so effortless, it chilled me. I called Sarah the next day under the pretense of planning a surprise for Jessica. She hadn't seen my wife in weeks. From that moment, Jessica became a different person. She was cold, manipulative, and had a cruel talent for making me feel like I was the one losing my mind. Every question was met with a scoff. "Why are you so insecure lately, Mark?" "It's really unattractive." She'd weaponize my love, my loyalty. Felt humiliated, a fool in my own home. The villains, Jessica and Marco, felt untouchable. I saw them once getting into his ostentatious sports car near the gym. He put his hand on the small of her back, and they laughed, oblivious to me sitting in my truck just down the block, my heart pounding with a toxic mix of rage and despair. The breaking point came on our 10th anniversary. I'd booked a table at our favorite restaurant, the one where I proposed. She called me an hour before we were supposed to leave. "Something's come up at work. A huge deadline. I'm so sorry, baby. I'll make it up to you." I heard faint music in the background, the clink of glasses. I didn't even argue. I just whispered, "Okay," and hung up. I sat in our silent dining room, the anniversary gift I'd bought her, a first edition copy of her favorite book, sitting on the table. And for the first time in my adult life, I broke. I wept until my throat was raw. Not for the loss of her, but for the loss of the man I was before she broke me. That night, something inside me shifted. The grief curdled into a cold, hard resolve. The next morning, I wasn't a broken husband anymore. I was a strategist. My first call was to a private investigator, a grizzled ex-cop who listened to my story without a flicker of judgment. My second was to the best divorce attorney in Chicago. I explained my goal. I didn't just want a divorce. I wanted to dismantle the world she had built on my trust and my money. For 2 months, I played the part of the oblivious, slightly pathetic husband. Meanwhile, the investigator was a ghost, documenting everything. He got photos of them at the Peninsula Bar, at a weekend getaway in Lake Geneva. And the final, damning evidence. Crystal clear video of them entering and leaving a short-stay apartment Marco kept in River North. He was funding this affair with the money I earned. The attorney was ecstatic. Jessica had signed a prenuptial agreement, but it had a fidelity clause. If she cheated, she got nothing. Absolutely nothing. The trap was set. Jessica's firm was about to announce her promotion to vice president at their annual gala at the Drake Hotel. Her parents, her colleagues, everyone who mattered in her carefully curated world would be there. I arranged for a process server, dressed as a hotel staff member, to deliver the divorce papers to her at the head table, right after her CEO finished his glowing speech about her impeccable character and integrity. Inside the legal envelope, Alongside the divorce filing was a single, glossy 8x10 photograph of her and Marco kissing in that filthy alley. The night of the gala, I sat in my car across the street from the Drake, the investigator's final report on the seat beside me. I watched the live feed from a camera he had inside. I saw her CEO sing her praises. I saw her stand up, beaming, a queen surveying her kingdom. And then I saw the server approach her. I watched her open the envelope, her smile faltering as she saw the papers. Her face went white as she pulled out the photograph. Her CEO, her parents, everyone at the table saw it. The silence was deafening, even on the audio feed. Her perfect world didn't just crack, it exploded. She was fired the next day for violating the company's code of conduct, a clause her own department had written. Her parents, devout Catholics, were mortified and cut her off completely. Marco, the brave personal trainer, disappeared the second the legal papers were served. Leaving her with the lease on their love nest, the court enforced the fidelity clause. She walked away with nothing but her clothes and a mountain of debt. I never saw her again. Sometimes late at night, I pull up the property records for the downtown condo I sold, the one we once called home. It's still in my name, a silent, empty monument on the Chicago skyline. The end.